War Eagle to anybody checking in at halftime. We are now halfway through the Auburn Arkansas basketball game in Fayetteville, and this one has been a little bit of a stressful basketball game so far. We're coming into the game at number one, but Arkansas has certainly given us a run for our money. We have had some struggles on the road. Most recently, uh, what I can think of, we struggled against Mizzou. We had a hard time with Georgia winning by 2 points, and this game is no different so far. They are giving us everything we can handle. I think we were down by as much as 12 points at one time. So I'm honestly a little surprised. I'm going to throw the box score up on the screen real quick. I'm honestly a little surprised at how close we've kept this. The halftime score is a little deceiving because we're only down we're only down by sorry about that. We're only down by 3 points. 25-28 at halftime. If you look at what we're seeing so far, our score leader at the moment is Walker Kessler with 7 points. We've got Wendell Green Jr. at 6 points. Jabari Smith and Alan Flanagan both have 4. And then Devin Cambridge and Dylan Cardwell have 2 points. So we are definitely struggling with shooting so far. If we flip over to the team stats, it's kind of abysmal. And I think, Lawrence, you are correct when you say we can't shoot right now. And this is proof of that. If you look at our shooting so far, we are 9 of 34 on our field goals. 9 of 34, which is 26.5% shooting. It's awful. Arkansas is shooting 9 of 29, so they are a little bit better at 31. But both teams cannot shoot during this first half. And so it's a little pathetic on both fronts at the moment. For three-pointers, Auburn is 2 of 12, which is 16.7%. Arkansas is 4 of 13, which is about 31% shooting. So they are doing better on both fronts so far. For free throw shooting, both teams are doing pretty well. Auburn 5 of 7, and Arkansas is currently 6 of 7 from the line. I knew this game was going to be a little tough going into it. This was to be expected. Road games are always tougher, and the Arkansas game is one I've said for a couple of weeks that I was a little concerned about. This is one that I've been expecting us to lose. We're actually keeping close, which is good. But the fact we were down by 12 at one point was very, very concerning. Like I said, this score is a little deceptive because I did not feel like we were keeping the game this close. I'm not sure how you felt when you were watching this, but it felt like it was a much, much tougher game than what the score is currently showing. If you look down a little further, it feels like we were it really seems like we were getting tons of fouls called on us. And if you look at how many fouls we have so far, we have 11 fouls on Auburn and then 9 on Arkansas. I think we got most of ours up front, and then Arkansas started getting more called on them a little later on. What's really killing us right now is that we have 11 turnovers to Arkansas's 6. So our shooting is just abysmal. It's terrible right now. We're shooting, like I said, 26.5% on our field goals. And the other key stat that's hurting us is the fouls, and we have 11 and then 11 turnovers. We've got to improve on that. We can't turn over the ball that much. We can't let Arkansas get 6 steals on us and we're only getting 2 on them. We've got to make some quick improvements, some quick adjustments, and we cannot have a slow start to the second half like we've been having in some other games. That's not going to be acceptable. We've had some other games where in the first half we've gotten a decent lead, and then we had a very slow start in the second half. That cannot be the case in this game. We've got to make the adjustments quick, and we've got to come out ready to shoot. I think the lack of Zep Jasper is hurting us, and it has been evident. I am glad that Bruce Pearl did make some adjustments so that we could improve on how we played during the first I know it's not quarters, but the first half of the first half looked very different than how we played towards the end. I have War Eagle, Minds of Conflict, Robinson. Sorry, not Robertson. Lawrence Robinson, Kessler, and KD should turn it on in the second half. I hope so. I think I only saw 1 or 2 attempts at a lob that whole first half, at least that I saw, unless I stepped away and missed it. We're not clicking yet. I'm really hoping that KD, as you mentioned, that KD Kessler combination clicks, and we can really start scoring these points and running up the score, because we looked sloppy. We looked very sloppy even for a road game. And so I'm hoping our MO for the second half changes, because what we've seen in past games is not going to work for right now. We've actually got to come out and, one, we've got to play good defense, but 2, we've got to start making a lot more of these shots, because 9 of 34 is not going to work in the second half. That's what we saw so far. Like I mentioned, Zep Jasper is just, I think his absence is very much being noticed. I'm hoping that some of these players that are missing a higher percentage of shots than they typically do will improve in the second half. I mean, the fact that Jabari Smith only has 4 points is just, that's crazy. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Flanagan, he's only scored 4 points. That's crazy for him as well. And even really all of them, the fact we don't have a single player in double digits right now. Not a single player on Auburn's team has scored double digits. That's a problem, because typically by now we'd have at least 1 or 2. So we've got to step it up. As I said, Kessler is the closest at 7 points. Wendell Green is close behind at 6. But KD Johnson is 0 points. What's going on with KD? Come on. KD's got to step it up. He's got to make some shots, because him having 0 points is really just unheard of. And so I'm hoping he can make some shots as well, because we've just not seen him do what he typically does in these games. Agree, Steve Bradley. Flanagan's got to step it up. As I mentioned, you said that as well. And so we've got time. We've got a whole half to go. The problem is we cannot come out like we've been coming out in the second half. I've said this like 30 times now, but that slow start we typically have is not going to be acceptable. So I'm hoping that Bruce has that in mind, and whatever we've been doing in the second half, we need to make some adjustments, whether that's a whole different lineup in the second half than we typically do. Whatever lineup you need, get them out there. I'm a little shocked we've not put some more players out there who can make 3-pointers, because they've been leaving us not wide open, but they've been leaving a lot of buffer around the perimeter. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to make 3-pointers, but so far we've only made 2 3-pointers. We've shot 12. We've only made 2. So the opportunity's there. We've just got to take the shots. So I'm hoping we'll have more of a 3-point package coming out, as in our guys who are higher percentage from behind the arc. I'm hoping we'll see more of those guys in the lineup that comes out of the locker room in the second half. Anthony, you're correct. We knew this would happen. Come back home and start a new streak. The game's not over, so hold on. We've not lost yet, but we did know we would struggle. I'm hoping we don't lose this one. I'm hoping we do pull this one out. But we did know that this game would be a struggle. Thank you, Pate Productions, for throwing in your comment. Lawrence Bierman gets minutes, maybe. I think it is certainly a possibility. I think anybody is on the table at this time. I think he's going to be trying some different players if we're not clicking and we can't get something going, because we've not had a streak so far. I think there was 8 minutes where Arkansas did not score at the end of the first half, and that's really what allowed Auburn to catch up, because I think during that time we scored around 9 points. Somebody can correct me if that's a little bit off. Auburn Titans fan, got to get our act together 100%, because what we're seeing so far, what you can what you can see on the screen so far, that's not going to work for us, because scoring 25 points in the first half. That's not Auburn basketball. We've got to do better. Steve Bradley, defensively, played it good, but like you said, Chase offense has got to get going in the paint. Yes, we do have to get going in the paint because this is just, I can't tell you the last time I saw 26.5 shooting percentage from Auburn, especially in the first half. It's just a little shocking. We usually come out a little stronger than this. We run up the score a little bit, and then we struggle a little bit in the second half, and that's where it gets closer. But we're behind. Luckily, it's only by 3 points, potentially one score behind where we should be, or one score away from tying this thing up. But so far, we've not been making the 3-pointers like we need to. So the things I'm hoping to see, because it's just started back, so I'm going to end this real quick. Things I'm hoping to see is that, one, we can score more threes, put the guys in who can shoot those high percentage shots from behind the arc. And two, KD Johnson, come on, man. We got to see you in this game. We got to see you get things going. And really just all around, we've got to start making these shots. All right, guys, it looks like the game is back on. If I'm available, I'll hop back on post game. Thank you guys for tuning in real quick. Let's go see the Auburn Tigers pull out this victory. Thank you for tuning in, and War Eagle.